What up, Gizzle? This is Leon, the Paperback Maniac, here to do another little discussion video. This time I have repaired to the recliner, where I hope the lighting will be a little better than it was in my inaugural discussion video, which I had recorded from the sofa, and which looked like ass. So, today I want to just talk a little bit about why I read vintage horror. Now, you get discussions like this all the time, right? You see posts on Reddit like, why do you read horror? Or what makes you scared? Or why do you like to be scared? Things like that. Well, inasmuch as my channel is a little more niche than that, I thought I'd narrow the scope of the topic a little bit to why I read vintage horror. That is, why I enjoy reading and collecting horror books from the mid to late 70s up through about the mid 90s. Now, obviously, on a very salient level, there's the cover art, right? You can't deny that cover art of this period was vastly superior to anything that is being produced today. Because back in the day, publishers were apparently swimming in it, right? These books were a lot more profitable, and so they were able to invest in commissioning real artists to create just gorgeous pieces of artwork, real paintings. Not only that, but, they would have just use amazing fonts, glyphs, bas relief, you name it, just pulling out all the stops to create these eye-catching products. Again, they were products, of course, but just so appealing, right? So there is that, and I can definitely see why, maybe there would be some collectors of vintage paperbacks that would collect just for that alone, just because they look so cool. And, and I could understand that. I, however, am not that sort of collector. I collect these books to actually read them, and I actually do enjoy reading them, despite their many flaws. And, I have read widely in literature across many different genres, and I know that these books are far from perfect. In fact, they are, some of the most flawed books. However, at the same time, they are also some of the more entertaining books that I have ever read, flaws and all. So, to me, it's really hard to explicate exactly what the draw is of this particular kind of horror from this period, say, the 80s, 70s through 80s. One thing, though, that is undeniable is just the unbridled flood of imagination. Sometimes, not always, right? I mean, yes, there were many books, in fact, many books that I have reviewed on this channel and that I will continue to review that are just, trite, just hackneyed as all hell, clearly uninspired. However, every now and then, though, when you read these and when you read into the genre enough, you will discover a diamond in the rough. Every now and then, you'll discover a John Shirley, or a Ray Garton, or a Skip Inspector, or a Deborah Fowler. It definitely does happen. And when you find those gems, it's so exciting. And then to go and then to look and see, and then to go on the hunt and try to track down all of their books. It's happened most recently with me with Deborah Fowler and Douglas Borton, these authors that I just really found this affinity to, and I just wanted to read everything that they had published. So definitely, when you find the right ones, and even the ones that aren't, perfect, there are definitely things to enjoy in them. And, the way I assess these books, I think it's ridiculous, for one thing, to hold these books to, say, the same standard as you would a serious piece of literature, right? These books oftentimes were written as disposable pulp trash. So you can't go into it, with that analytical eye that you would, say, reading a Virginia Woolf book. It's just, that's not what they're written for. When I read a book, what I ask myself is, did this book achieve what it set out to do? What was its intention, and how effective was it at, achieving that objective that the author set out to do? And I score or will assess books accordingly to that. Let me tell you what I don't do with these books. What I do not do is read these books ironically or sarcastically or just because they're hip or trendy now or as an excuse to act snarky online. One thing I find really distasteful is when I see hipsters reading these books just to shit on them and act cool. Obviously, this happens a lot more often with B movies, and it's something that really grates on my nerves when I see like a YouTube channel or a podcast where they're talking about bad movies or whatever, and the whole time they're just like making fun of it. To me, I don't get that. I don't get that. Or when I see people who consistently read these books and leave 1 or 2 star ratings on Goodreads, like consistently, like every single time. It just kind of makes me wonder, like, okay, if you find these books so terrible and, you know, if you're but why are you compelled to keep reading them then? I mean, if you dislike them so much, are you doing it just because you think it's cool, right? Are you doing it just because, you know, you feel like that's what people want to see that you're reading? Or I don't know. I seriously, I don't know. And it just kind of, it just kind of rankles a little bit. Although, speaking of the ratings, I must say that I myself am probably guilty of the reverse of that in terms of rating. I probably rate these books on average higher, much higher sometimes than they should be rated. But as I said before, I rate these books solely on entertainment value. And because at my age now, you know, I'm 35, I just pretty much want to be entertained. I mean, yes, I do enjoy, you know, to have like, you know, compelling ideas, and I do like to think as well. I mean, I'm not going to lie. However, I'm judging these books based on, you know, how they make me feel. How do they excite me? Because really, I just, at the end of the day, I want to be titillated. I want to be excited. You know, it's like when a person has worked a whole, you know, long day and they come home and they squat on the couch and they turn on Netflix or they turn on, you know, a film or a movie or a TV show. You just want to be entertained, right? I mean, that's pretty much where I am at this stage in my life. And, you know, horror fiction of this era does it for me. I read it for the entertainment value because I get a kick out of it. And, you know, the collecting definitely has, you know, fed into that. And you know, I'm buying more books because I enjoy reading them. And I just, over the last, like, few years, the collection has really gotten out of control. I mean, I really don't know what to do. Like, my walk-in closet right now is just lined with boxes. It's outrageous. But yeah, so, you know, I don't know. I didn't really take notes for this video. I don't know if I'm missing anything, but I basically just wanted to kind of have a short discussion talking about, you know, why I like horror fiction, this type of horror fiction, and I definitely, you know, want to make it clear that I read these books for entertainment value, and I do enjoy reading them. I legitimately like these books. Even the books that I may end up giving a 2, you know, I usually don't like to say my ratings in the videos because I'd rather just talk about the books. But like, if I think a book is like a 2 or a 3 out of 5, I am going to focus though on those positive things. Why, you know, what did I like about it? What did the author do well? You know, okay, maybe the dialogue was freaking ridiculous. You know, maybe the characterization was paper thin. However, oh man, there was a really cool set piece there, you know, like, or there was just some really intricate gore scenes or whatever. You know, there's always something, and I try to latch on to that. I try to be positive and optimistic when I'm reading these books. If I go into it negatively, I feel like I'm not going to have fun, and what's the point of that, right? So anyway, yeah, I want to keep this video relatively short, so I'm going to end it there. Hope I didn't offend anyone, any of my viewers. If you have any thoughts on the matter, whether you agree with me or vehemently disagree or are somewhere in between, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Thank you for that. And I also wanted to just quickly say, I don't usually talk about this, but I did notice that the channel recently hit over 300 subscribers, and that is just freaking amazing. I am just beyond happy that the channel has grown the way it has, And I love that my viewers, I love you guys for commenting, and watching these videos and commenting and engaging in a discussion. When I first started this channel, I really didn't know if I was going to maintain it or keep it up. I didn't know really what I was doing with it. But the fact that there is a readership, a viewership, and the fact that you guys are so cool and always comment and you're so positive, that really makes me happy. So thank you if you've been watching the videos, and especially if you have subscribed in the last, I've been doing this now for almost six months or so. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm going to try to be back very soon with another video. I apologize for being so late with my next book review. I've just been like a total piece of shit, honestly. I really, there's not even a good excuse because I'm on summer break and I'm not even working right now, but I've just had some personal distractions. But I do plan to get that review up, hopefully, not hopefully, definitely within the next week. And I will probably do a mailbox video in the interim. So look out for that probably this weekend. But anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. As always, really appreciate it. Keep it cool, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.